Tommy NFG video. This is TikTok's creepy teacher problem. Now, I don't know if y'all been seeing it, but since kids been back to school, a lot of motherfuckers have been being a little weird when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, being a teacher and dressing inappropriately, or, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna watch this, bro.
Picture a teacher you grew up with in the past. If it's a man, you probably picture some middle-aged guy with a family and a sort of receding hairline whose classroom was perfect for catching up on the sleep you missed. Except if it was a history teacher. They always be the most go-to ones. Those always
That's the class I slept in the most, was history. I'm not gonna lie.
be the best teachers who give you like one assignment a year and be chopping up with
My history teacher was dope though. He deadass only gave one assignment a year. He never woke me up. Never woke me up. I would fall asleep in Spanish, history, probably even English, for real, to be honest.
If it was a woman, you probably picture some middle-aged woman or older woman who hated her job and could barely show she even liked working with kids. This is what I would say most of Gen Z and millennials picture when they look back on their stereotypical teachers. But now, what if I told you it's a complete different ballgame? What if I told you future generations of kids will be taught with teachers like this?
This is so crazy. It's like, listen. This is so crazy. Cause like, I'm not mad at you for having body. If you got ass, you got ass. I can't be mad at that. But my nigga, like leather pants, when you know you got booty like this, you could have did something else. Like you, come on, bro. And even still, like, my thing is, right? You want to show it off. Because you're also recording the video to show that you got ass. You see what I mean? You knew that motherfucker was poking. You recorded the video. You turned to the side to show your ass. But you're at work. We know you're a teacher. Like, there's gotta be some limits, bro. I'm not that mad at you for having ass, but come on, bro. The nigga, yes, bro. Do you not see him doing a fashion TikTok while kids is like, right now? You're dead ass recording a kid.
By the way, in that first video, the lady's caption for the video is, and you can't make this up, y'all substitute teachers wasn't as cute as me back in the day.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, maybe because they weren't trying to look good for me as the minor in the classroom. Yo, principal, this one here. Yeah, so recently there's been a huge controversy brewing between people online and what's acceptable for a teacher to wear or not. And this all starts with the rise of TikTok and teachers doing content on there. Before on TikTok, the most type of content you would see from teachers was YouTube tutorials teaching you something. And yes, kids, we actually had to learn things before ChatGPT. The horrors, I know. Shout out Khan Academy getting me through school and without you, I would still fail. But I would have failed worse if I wasn't sitting there for hours watching his tutorials. For the most part on TikTok, teaching content was wholesome and wasn't really anything to worry about. It was a lot of teachers talking with students, having funny conversations about things, or showing off things they do with their class, like having cool handshakes and
Like this, I don't
Some
mind.
people may say they shouldn't even be posting videos with their class, but as long as the parents and kids are fine with it, I don't really care. I know if I was younger now, I'd probably find class more fun if my teacher was posting TikToks of our funny interactions and stuff. To me, that's better than just having a teacher who says, open your textbook and do whatever problems, then when they get a question, they're on the—
Yeah, I'm never opposed to the teachers getting more money. So doing like the TikToks where you can record yourself, but you know, they can hear the funny video, or you can hear the chat, the class having fun in the background or some shit. I'm never opposed to that. But it's like, it gets to a point where, when is it inappropriate?
The brink of crashing out because they hate their job already and don't care. But all of a sudden, it started changing from that type of content of them just talking to the kids in the class to teachers showing off their outfits and what they wear to school. And from what I already showed y'all, that is like a majority of the outfits revealed. One of the teachers going viral for her outfits is known as Teacher Bae. If Bae—
See, even like, this outfit isn't too bad, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't, the heels is a little crazy, but right now this isn't that bad. But also, you know, you got like body, so you gotta be cautious.
Known as Teacher Bae. If Bae in her name wasn't already a red flag, then I don't know what is. And she posts videos of her outfits on TikTok and Instagram in school. If you were—
Yeah, I can get being in an off, like, yo, it would have been so much easier. This one is too short, but it would have been like, even the high heels, like you could have did some flats or something. Even with the flats, it would have made it less of like a, you know what I mean?
To take the picture she posts and Photoshop a club behind her, you'd swear she was wearing clubbing outfits and going out with her friends. All of her outfits are either tight
This one's not bad. Because yeah, the skirt is short, but this one comes down. She has wedges. This one is perfectly fine.
skirts or dresses with her wearing high heels. And you know this is somewhat intentional because teachers will tell you themselves just standing for that long gives them foot pain. Her constantly wearing high heels to her class is coming off to me as her trying to impress somebody in school. And I guarantee you, any woman out there can tell you that she is not comfortable wearing those all day. Unless she's just popping out those heels for photos and taking them off, I can't see any other reason than trying to impress someone. If she did that, I think it's even weirder because why are you doing photo shoots at school? She also has photos where she poses on a school bus. Even when I was in high school, I never did a pose next to her on the school bus. Because of this, people have been calling her out, obviously accusing her of being a PDF file and asking why.
I wouldn't go as far as calling her a PDF file, but you're being weird. Cause maybe she's trying to impress the gym teacher. Maybe she's trying to impress the history teacher. Maybe she's trying to get chose by one of the teachers, which is okay, which is fine. But it's still like, you gotta also know,
why is she even dressing like this for middle school / high school? You even got teachers on TikTok who do teacher content calling her out.
If you didn't know, this is how you're supposed to dress as a teacher. Fully clothed, you can still be cute, you can be young and turned, you can be all of it. But you're
and see, she don't got as much ass, but like she's not. This is not bad. You look like a teacher that just happen. Like there's a difference when you're dressing to show off your ass and then dressing and then you got ass. You see what I mean?
Everything's covered. Yes, I have my arms out because it's summer. Like it's still very appropriate.
This got 3.8 million likes in 2 days, so yeah, it's not just like a small amount of people upset about it. And also, if you look at her outfit, she is not wearing cheap stuff. She got all types of designer bags and designer outfits. What people are rumoring because of this is that she's not only a teacher, but also, I don't know if I'll get demonetized for saying
think she's
this,
a
but let's just
creator.
say a GTA Gentleman's Club dancer. And I mean, if you look at the average teacher salary compared to what she be wearing, I'm not sure if a Chanel bag is exactly in that budget. Maybe she's just buying all the designer stuff and living out her car. She also got pics of her vacation.
I ain't gonna lie, she bad. I ain't gonna lie though. She, you know what I'm saying? You got it. You know?
Places like Turks and Caicos, which notoriously, as we know, is a very cheap place to vacation at.
I'm not even worried about her money. Like, I'm not. Like, if she has Chanel bags, maybe she comes from money. Maybe she has a rich boyfriend and she just wants to be a teacher. I'm not mad. I don't give a fuck about the money. It's just dressing appropriately. Anything other than that, I don't give a fuck about.
You know for sure is her students aren't her OnlyFans. In my mind,
she probably has an OF as a. I really probably don't think so. I don't think so. She really probably has like a rich husband or comes from money. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she has an OF. Cause that's stupid.
That's a good joke. The other side of people defending
she
her
probably
would have been. People are just.
They definitely would have been caught by now. Especially with how much hate she's getting online, they would have found that shit by now.
Weird for seeing her outfits like that, and that instead of getting mad at her,
you boys and men should be taught to respect women no matter what they wear. Yeah, for sure. But you also have to understand when you're the adult in a situation. Like, I'm all for, hey, do what you want to do, but also know when you're the adult in a situation that, you know what I'm saying, in a situation you control. You know those teenagers, they're probably horny niggas that are probably just got into fucking prepubescent age. Well, not prepubescent, puberty age, and they're looking and they're horny fucking teenagers because that's what happens when your fucking hormones are crazy, and then you're not helping the situation by dressing the way you're dressing. I'm not gonna blaming a 13-year-old girl and then blaming an adult woman is on two separate scales, because the two 13-year-olds, like the 13-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl, they're both growing up. So I'm not going to teach her to grow up and do this and grow up and do that because he can't control himself. No. But as an adult, you're like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to shame them for dressing that because, like, they're kids, but I'm not going to make it harder for in a situation that I can control and I'm the adult in. You see what I mean? They're teenagers, you're the adult. There's gotta be, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm yapping, I don't know.
Her saying maybe boys should be taught to respect women no matter what they wear. The thing to me though is if it was in public, no one would really be saying anything. Women dress like this all the time in public, which yeah, at that point her choices should be respected. Unless she was at like a Chuck E. Cheese with a lingerie outfit on, no one would care. It's a complete other thing being in a professional setting with literal minors dressing in a way that's meant to be sexual. I guarantee you could go in public and 99% of people, including women, are gonna say it's a more sexualized look. It's not like she's just wearing a skirt and dudes are trying to sneak their camera trying to take pictures of her under her skirt. Like, I don't think this person would be saying this if that was their daughter in a man's class and he's dressing in tight pants that got his bulge poking out with a muscle ripped shirt. She responded recently to all the people calling her out on TikTok and it was interesting to say the least.
First of all, let's start here. Who even told y'all I had a BBL? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Not saying it's true or not true, but I want to know who told you that. Because I got a BBL, I can't have a career. What if I just wanted some buns? Also, let's stop the PDF narrative. My children don't do that. They are very respectful young 10, 11-year-olds. They don't even look at me. And quite frankly, I'm not that nice of a teacher. I'm very mean, strict, and firm. You better come in that classroom to see.
Alright, so first off, no one cares if she has a BBL or not in general. The problem is when you're dressing in a way...
That didn't really explain a lot. You're missing the whole point.
Where it's meant.
You like, I feel like that's when you send somebody a paragraph and they focus on you'd be like, oh, you was with that bitch on Thursday and you cheated on me. Da, 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 da. I was at my mom's house on Thursday. You didn't address the cheating. You didn't address he was with a bitch. You kind of just addressed the thing that shouldn't have been as addressed. You know what I'm saying?
And to emphasize those parts. And she's saying her students don't look at her like she would know. Every dude knows growing up in class, if you wanted to take a look at your crush, you weren't sitting there eyes wide open staring clearly at them for 5 minutes. You would take little peeks here and there to not get caught. And these are developing boys going through puberty. Of course they're gonna think some type of sexual thoughts even just looking at you, even if they're not recording. It is strange to me that the school...
Like, we gotta, let's be honest here. And I hate to talk about, I know I got a lot of young niggas in the chat. But there's a lot of young niggas that will experiment and stick their little shits in anything, bro. Like, have we not watched Big Mouth where that nigga was fucking a couch cushion? It don't take much for a little nigga to think sexual thoughts at all, bro. Let's be honest. So you being like, they don't look at me like that. You don't think they look at you like that. Come on, bro.
Admin hasn't said anything about her outfits. I know if there was a teacher dressing like this in my school, they would immediately check her outfit and tell her to change or she's getting fired. And I didn't even go to a good middle school or high school. The crazy thing is, if she does get fired now, she'll probably just make an OF and make 10 extra salary in a month. Teacher Bay isn't the only one, by the way. There's a ton of teachers like
this one isn't bad. The one on the left isn't bad. I don't know about the one on the right though.
Her doing the same thing on
the one on the left is not bad at all. Right side looks a little crazy because this is very like
TikTok. And before someone's like, well, Tommy, what about all the male teachers on TikTok? There is definitely some questionable ones with dudes too as well. Like this one where this guy's getting his hair braided by a bunch of his female students.
Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out.
So this science teacher live streamed his female students unbraiding his hair during school hours.
I don't know about y'all, but
I seen that. And like, that's not crazy, but you also gotta look at it from a parent's point of view. Like, why is my young daughter this close with a grown-ass man where she's all in his face, taking out his hair? You know what I'm saying? It's a red flag. You probably had no ill intent, but you also gotta read, like, this is where people don't have social cues and can't read the room. Like, yeah, this may be very fucking inappropriate.
If my daughter came back from school talking about she was helping him braid a grown-ass man's hair who's her teacher, all types of alarm bells are going off. I'm going to school and socking him in the face. Maybe some dudes out there don't care as much if they trust a teacher, but I don't know about y'all, that is not happening with my daughter. For the male teacher outfits, it's mostly them trying to look stylish and like the younger generation. Like, I swear, I'm not being biased, y'all. I tried scrolling all through TikTok to try and find the outfits of the male equivalent of Teacher Bay, and I could not find it. If y'all have some creator that you know,
I'm not gonna lie, they was crucifying this one nigga that was like, oh, I'm the cool teacher on some shit. Like, oh, this, your teacher, you grew up with a kid. They was crucifying that nigga on Twitter, calling him a PDF file. I'm like, bro, the nigga just trying to be fly, bro.
oh, that's trying to do it, let me know, because
But what's so unfortunate is, I hate to be that person, but even if, like, a female teacher is dressing inappropriate, it's more likely the male teacher will be the predator than a woman. Now, not to diminish the fact that there aren't female predators. I know first-handedly that there are because I had a teacher that used to fuck her students. But it's more likely for a male than it is for a woman to fuck. Well, it's been a lot of women fucking. You know what? Never mind.
I swear I'm not being biased, I just don't see it. Even comparing the searches, this is the first things that popped up when I searched up male teacher outfit on TikTok, and this is what popped up when I...
Okay, hers is crazy. Hers isn't bad. Hers isn't bad at all, actually. I don't think hers is too bad. Hers isn't bad. I don't know about this one. I don't know.
Searched up female teacher outfit. This obviously isn't how a majority of female teachers dress because they know what's right and wrong for the workplace. For some of these women TikTok teachers though, you can tell they're definitely doing it for attention on social media, and that's weird. I think the honest reason why it's less common to see dudes dressed like how some of these women teachers are on TikTok is, if we're being real, complete double standards. Yeah. Even in society now, whenever some predator creep gets caught sleeping with one of his female students, you already know the reaction. The public is stoning him, he's getting like 10 news articles, then he ends up getting beat up Pope every day in prison. You're gonna see him on a Jadeon video getting clowned on. His life is completely over and cooked, which should be the reaction, by the way. This is what we need to do. Usually when it's a predator creep female teacher, they do get the same.
They kind of get the same, but like before it wasn't like that, which is so crazy. Now I'm so glad that we all agreed and that everybody's on one accord when predator is predator, no matter male or female, right? But back then they'd be like, oh man, if I was 14, I would have wanted to sleep with my teacher. And then, you know, it just put some hair on the boy's balls and then. No, nigga, it's weird.
Prison treatment and put on a list. But you always got people downplaying it, and of course those dudes like...
What, man? I wish I was my teacher when I was 10. Why was he tripping?
Like, no, man. It should be treated the same way.
Bro, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. I hate to say it, but men set that standard up, bro. Like, y'all don't, like, a lot of men can't even come out and say that they were a victim of anything because niggas be like, oh, you should have wanted that. You should have, you know what I'm saying? You should have wanted that. Like, there should be no reason why, like, there's dudes out here losing their virginity at fucking 12 and shit, or being hit on by their teachers, or being told to stay after class and shit. Like, oh yeah, I would have loved for that to happen to me. No, nigga. And a lot of niggas don't even realize that they were preyed upon until they're fucking adults and realize, oh, that's not cool. You thought it was cool at the time because you're being preyed upon. Like, that shit's not cool. You see what I mean?
Guarantee it, a lot of these dudes would not be saying this if that was like their 10-year-old son with the 40-year-old. And they only say it when the woman is objectively attractive in some type of way. They're not saying it for the chopped-ass teachers. And how many cases do you think where it's a actually objectively pretty girl? Men aren't safe from criticism either in this, and because of years of this attitude, you got people like Teacher Bay now popping up. I've also noticed in these past couple of years an uptick in actual female predator teacher cases. Every day.
It's not even an uptick, it's just actually people are realizing that female predator, like, it can actually be a thing, or it's not a good thing. I promise you there was probably the same amount of female predator teachers that there is now, but it just wasn't getting reported. People are actually finally starting to open their eyes to, hey, no matter male or female, you shouldn't be preyed upon. You know what I'm saying?
you see a new one pop up in a brand new school. And it's never taken serious once again because dudes will constantly downplay it. Even if you think you wouldn't have cared if something like that happened to you, which I guarantee it would change the way you look at sex and love differently. Do you know the amount of dudes who will permanently affects for the rest of their life and they're never the same? Or the amount of guys who end up taking their lives because of it? Like, not every teacher is Margot Robbie in a movie or something. There's also a bunch of these teachers who have been caught doing OnlyFans while teaching. It's so many cases, I could probably make a 1-hour video just covering them. One of them notoriously was caught doing the act in her 8th grade classroom. You can't tell me she's not doing it to satisfy some weird dude's fetish on her OF. Because in what world is that even a comfortable environment to do the deed? I can clarify it was with
a teacher who filmed OnlyFans content in her classroom says her salary did not pay enough.
Her husband and no students.
Wait. Oh, she... You mean say who left her job at Arizona Middle School after teaching other members? Well, yeah, kick her the fuck out. But thank God she didn't having sex in the classroom is so crazy. Thank God she slept with her husband and not a fucking student. But still, that's fucking weird. Come on, bro. Time and fucking place.
Comfortable environment to do the deed. I can clarify it was with her husband and no students were around, but out of all places, your classroom?
I created a content at the beginning of the summer in order to earn extra money on the side to help pay for our basic necessities that our salaries were no longer.
That's so crazy though. Do you understand how crazy that is? For sure, do that at home. But do you realize how crazy that is? A person that's supposed to be teaching your child fucked in a classroom because she didn't have the extra money for her class because they get paid in fucking scraps. Do you understand? Like, teachers get paid such shit that they're resorting to OF. Do you understand? Like, that shit is crazy.
Meeting. I chose an anonymous name as well as blocking the entire state of Arizona on my OnlyFans so that it wasn't accessible to anyone living in the state.
There's a lot of side hustles I could think of if you're a teacher and gotta make some extra income on the side. Uber, DoorDash.
How did you get caught? You blocked the whole state of Arizona? And somebody still found that motherfucker? God damn.
These teachers end up getting fired and have a surprise Pikachu face when it happens. And people will say that's unfair and they shouldn't for just doing another job.
Oh,
but
God,
that's what you
had
sign
a
up for
VPN.
when you do that line of work. All the OF stars and corn stars know this too. That's why they don't use their real names and have stage names. They also are at risk of getting doxxed and stuff. It's the risk that comes with the career. And there's certain jobs I probably can't get in the future, like a private government job or something, because I have too much of a public figure and public info out. And I'm not mad at it. Like, that's what I signed up for when I started doing this, and I love it, by the way. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always,
hey, shout out Tommy, Demi video. I don't know, I just feel like there's a time and place. Like, I even seen someone, like, there was a teacher who she recorded herself in the classroom. She had very appropriate clothing on, you know what I'm saying? She was like, get you someone that does both. She was a teacher. She had very appropriate clothing on, whatever the case, whatever. And then the next video was her being at the club shaking her ass. And yeah, do that then. Like, if that's the case, do that. You know what I'm saying? You have a life outside of teaching. Cool. Get you somebody. But, like, she wasn't dressed provocatively in front of the kids. She was dressed like that when she went out. Hey, do you? At that point, do you? I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a crazy double standard, and it's just like you also gotta understand boundaries and limitations to certain shit.